Yeah, this is Point Black. Coming in hard and off the car. Coming with the flow straight from the barrio. And coming with that heat from the damn street. This is PBNN, Point Black National News, the late and the great edition and the ghetto edition as well. Because this is what we must do. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one. Excuse me, people. We've got to stay on the check tip in more ways than one. Make sure we know what's going on out here in all ways. You know what I'm saying? And this is the facts, the crackbacks, the heat from the street, the flow from the barrio. You know what I'm saying? The boom bit to the line ass lips. You know what I'm saying? And the facts, the crack of them backs. You know what I'm saying? As we see. You know what I'm saying? Because this is PBNN, Point Blank, National News. The late and the great edition and the ghetto edition as well. Because this is what we must do. In all ways, we have to pay attention to a lot of things. And today, we're going to do the news capping down the line. You know, check out what's going on, and many things we're going to talk about and analyze in all ways. You know what I'm saying? Because it's highly important that we understand that. You know what I'm saying? In the same thing we see with uh, Israel and Palestine situation that's going on. You know what I'm saying? We have many people that are now suffering in pregnant women and children. When these people do these type of attacks or these type of games, I wouldn't call it so much that it's a rebellion in the fact of an occupation, but you know what I'm saying. We see this happening, but they don't clear out the regular people, the innocent people, the people who are not prepared or there in however they got there. You know what I'm saying? Because many of the people who took over the Gaza is in the area they call Israel today, which is criminally, invaded. You know what I'm saying? You bring people in to have a regular life and a life over there, and so on and so on. But at the same time, your invasion and what you did 75 years ago to these people, you know what I'm saying, and had driven them even from their very own land, such as what you have done to the Africans that were in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? When you look at even the Darfur situation and what they did to the Africans that came into their ancestors' land for refuge from the Muslims and these wicked beasts, you know what I'm saying, riding on the plateau of the land and killing whole villages of people and slaughtering them in the Darfur region, Arabs and so on. You know what I'm saying? Along with probably working for the deep state and Lord knows who else. You know what I'm saying? Creep Joe Biden probably. But the Darfur situation is a situation. And then when the people from Darfur ran for refuge into Egypt, the Ottoman Turks, who was there, who don't belong there, another invading group that should not be there, that let all these people into Africa, you know what I'm saying, by driving out the Africans, led these people in to raid, rob, steal, and kill Africa, talking about a fez on top of their head. You know what I'm saying? And these stupid ass Moors who helped these dumb clown suckers, you know what I'm saying, don't realize that they made a monkey with cymbals clapping that represents your dumb ass. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, that symbol with the monkey clapping is really the Ottoman Turks. Let's just be frank, by all means. So, you're telling us that a monkey's clapping, that you won Egypt, and now when they're raiding and killing and murdering and whatever you call yourself doing, you're another invader who should not be there. You, along with the Arabs and shit like that. But now, when we see the situation of this invasion into that region by Israel, you know what I'm saying, and the oppression that you put to drive the Palestinians and the rest of these people off their land 75 years ago, speaks for itself. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And now the situation have never been changed since then. It's still been back and forth and back and forth. Even back in the 70s, I think, a lot of hijacked planes and shit like that, and shit like that was going on. You hijacking planes right here in the United States, and in there got the people in there for days and shit, until they die and pass out, and you have to throw them out the window and all type of nasty shit going on back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I think there was even hijacking Pan Am flight, and shit like that right in the airport. You know what I'm saying? A big hostage shit going on for days and shit. You know what I'm saying? Holding up like that really was going to do very much. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? When we look at the invasion in Israel, we see where, well, the so-called place they now call Israel, which is Egypt, Africa, in itself. You know what I'm saying? And they're over there doing this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And then the people rebel because of the occupation that you have been there 75 years or better, occupying their land and land of Egypt. That does not belong to neither one, but the Palestinians were there before you. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, they sit there and we see this attack go on, and then we see genocide by the United States helping Israel to genocide the Palestinian people. You know what I'm saying? This is basically what we're seeing. You know what I mean? Let's just be frank. And the United States should be ashamed of themselves, or anybody that's in political power, creep Joe Biden and the rest of them should be ashamed of their damn self, sending aircraft carriers over there and all this bullshit. But you didn't do that for the Ethiopians up in Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? But you sending them to Africa, you know what I'm saying, in Egypt land, these aircraft carriers, you know what I'm saying, to show its support of an occupying group of people in Africa you call Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at that. You know what I'm saying? And we see that happening in the occupying force. But at the same time, we also see where, it's time for people in general to get on creepy Joe Biden in these people sending military aid and all this different shit. If you're not going over there to be a police in the matter of a ceasefire and come to a solution and an agreement, then why are you over there supporting the occupying force who have committed mad criminal crimes of 75 years of occupation in persecution on the Palestinian people? You know what I'm saying? And now you're over there murdering them because they made an attack. Now I'm not going to say that the attack on Israel is something that is warranted by Hamas or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But this situation wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for your occupation in that region by going there and destabilizing with your fake religion. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you want everybody to believe this story about you being the chosen people and all this different stuff when you are not. Sad to tell you. And you need to stop running that story because it's already been cracked in the head so many times. I can't believe that you're still holding on to something like that. But that is up to you and what you want to do. But when it comes to you taking that and moving it into Egypt and Africa, in the area with Palestine and disabling the whole area, you know what I'm saying? So you can have central control over the area, you know what I'm saying? And then the people are rebelling because of it. But you know what I'm saying? It's like you beat up on the people because they don't want you there. That's like you come into somebody's house and they don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Or you come into their house and then you're there and then you start taking and doing garbage and pushing in your force, your invading force to demonize the people who been there before you, like you did the Africans, and then you expect everyone because you wrote a book saying this and saying that, you want everyone to believe that book and you to go along with the book to make people believe that you are the most righteousest in the book and no one else is. So you have a right to do these things. But no, you don't. You see what I'm saying? By root of law and the law of the land, you're an invader. You are not someone who is nice and belongs there. But at this point in time, because of what it is, we need to see some form of a peace agreement. A ceasefire and a peace agreement is some dialogue going on to bring that. We don't need to see a military might build up in the Gaza Strip, cutting off access of water, food, medicines, and all type of things to the general population who really does not have nothing to do with it other than the fact that they know that you are an oppressor and an invader of the land. You know what I'm saying? And we Africans know this very well. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, while they're busy doing all this nonsense, it's time for people to step up in the world and bring closure to this matter. 75 years of bombing back and forth, killing innocent people. When you bomb, you act like you bombing people who's out there on the battlefield. Many of these attacks on both sides are taking place where the regular people are being harmed and killed. You know what I'm saying? What you need to do, if you want to do this, remove the regular people and have a place for them to go. Don't tell 100 and something thousand people to pack up and leave a whole city and have nowhere to go. What seems to be your retarded problem? You know what I'm saying? You got to take it out on the battlefield. You can't be warring inside the city, such as what we saw with Sudan and Ethiopia. So we know you all carry the same trait that you would bomb and kill innocent people with your vulgar ass, raping the women and all types of vulgar shit. You know what I'm saying? In this matter, rather than men take it out on the battlefield and battle it out. You are bombing civilians, starving civilians, killing women. You know what I'm saying? Over maybe a 19 to something women killed, children killed, the elderly killed, and all this type of shit going on. My question is, why are you bombing their city? And America is known for that. Bush father did the same thing. Reagan did the same. All of them. You act as if like you're bombing on a battlefield. You're bombing whole cities of innocent people who have nothing to do. The same thing we saw in Germany. You know what I'm saying? When they bombed Germany. You know what I'm saying? You bombed the whole of Germany, just about, on the notion that all the people in Germany was down with Hitler and what he was doing, as if they wasn't under some kind of decree of dictatorship, and the matter of being assassinated or killed because of this disagreeing. So we're still looking at the situation for what it is. It still doesn't speak for much in many ways that we see this type of behavior in itself, even up to today. So we have to start looking at this thing from a brighter perspective. We cannot allow the fact of this whole situation to get to the point where you're starving the people of Palestine, you're bombing, you're killing them, you're retaliating, you're bringing in, and America is sending you the best ships and the best this, you know what I'm saying, against a people who doesn't even have the equipment to remove the people who's under the rubble from the strikes of the strike back from the so-called fake invasion country called Israel. You know what I'm saying? In Egypt, an invader, you rename that place. You know what I'm saying? And it's not named that. You brought that name in there. Same as if we break it down etymology wise, you'd see it's is, Ra, and El. You know what I'm saying? Islam, Ra, the sun god Ra of Akhenaten of Egypt, the sun god Ra, and El for El Bayt. It's still Islam all around it, in all ways, you see. So why you put Egypt's name in it, I don't know. Egypt's sun god in it, I don't know. And then you're talking about the Star of David, you know what I'm saying, on the flag. But when you look at it, it's two pyramids pushed together that makes that a pyramid pointing down and a pyramid pointing up. You push them together, you get that that star. So how is it the star of whoever you're talking about? You're an invader. You know what I'm saying? You're a conniving invader. And you have done a lot of wrong in the name of your Lord. You have done a lot of lying in the name of your Lord. You know what I'm saying? And you have not respect other people's lives in the name of your so-called Lord. Now, when we look at your Lord, is your Lord what you say it is, or is your Lord said in a face value of fakeism, but that is not the Lord in which you're talking about? So let's be frank here to know what it is that you have put on this world and you are doing. It is very important for us to know even these things. So we have to look into your historical background by all means, and we have proven the track record is not true. You know what I'm saying? Because Judaism isn't the newest religion on the land. I mean, isn't the oldest religion on the land. And we know where you got it from. You know what I'm saying? And you remixed it, much of it. I knew that years ago by just reading your books that you had remixed the truth. And then, even when you have the historical teachings of history, so called in school, you still was teaching the same lies. So how can both be lying in such a way to educate people into believing something that was not true? You know what I'm saying? Many have been educated in a 12-step brainwash camp we call school. But at the same time, many of it is useless. You know what I'm saying? In many ways. You know what I'm saying? Especially for black people of higher mind and higher learning. So what you have called yourself doing is you call yourself dumbing down the world to fit the narrative of divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? And this is what you have done. So now you go in and you invade that country for 75 years in Africa. Now say in the Gaza region, over there taking over the land, the houses and everything else, and calling it Israel. The same go for the Palestinians, but like I said, they were there probably before you. But you all came from the same direction. You know what I'm saying? As the General Sarah Sultan Seti have explained. I'm not going to sit here and try to explain that because that is the general, the mighty general department. You know what I'm saying? When we fall into these matters, we call on the mighty general. You know what I'm saying? Of his time. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like when you have a lot of people that have put their life on the line for black people, who is black himself or herself, to bring the truth and the light and all this, you, by sucking demon democratical balls, many of you so called dumb people that we will call Negroes, you know what I'm saying, rejected it. And you put Africa, rather than restore Africa to its glory, and you still, because the land you're standing on right now is a part of that. So is South America. But it was all what? Mostly taken away from us. You know what I'm saying? Not that we're not here, but the control and many things were taken from us. So rather than stand up and fight for the glory to restore your mighty kingdom, Africa as a whole, and create a military force and might, foreigners have to come in and do this with stipulations that can lead to control over Africa. You know what I'm saying? So the Africans, I hope, is smart enough to understand the negotiations based on them having any help of helping in Africa as a whole, because we need to see great benefit of our people once again all around the world. So when we look at Palestine and what is going on in that area with these people, you know what I'm saying? We knew full well that something is not right. Now, I want to know, did Hamas do the attack, or was it somebody working for the creep Joe Biden administration and whoever else Luciferian bullshit that they're doing across our planet? Is they working for them? Was the attack actually done by Hamas, or was it done by someone else? We must investigate this. You know what I'm saying? Because now you are imposing genocide on a population of people who did not have anything to do probably with the attack. Because Hamas is probably a rebellion against the occupying force that had been occupying that region of their land or the land itself for over 75 years. You know what I'm saying? So, or more. So we have to look at this situation in a brighter perspective. There's no way that they should be over there controlling the land, you know what I'm saying, and oppressing the people. Now I'm asking Israel to ease up off of the Palestinians and come to some type of agreement. And we should be pushing Creed Joe's sick ass, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that he do it. Because if he goes over there and he's not pushing for a peace agreement and a ceasefire, we know he's a criminal in itself. That would prove it 100%. You know what I'm saying? As Ted Cruz told earlier in this situation when I said it before about how much money they be sending to Israel. Mad support and mad money all the time. Our taxpayers' dollars are paid to keep them there oppressing the Palestinians. You know what I'm saying? $130 million sent to them just not too long ago, and so on and so on. Sending millions of our taxpayers' dollars over to Israel because they believe in this fakeism game that they play. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you oppressing the people, and I'm asking you to let medical aid through, stop bombing the city of the regular population, the regular metropolitan or population of people in that region. And I'm asking Hamas to do the same when it comes to the fake ass, you know what I'm saying, or whatever occupied force that you're fighting against. You know what I'm saying? You must find the place for the common people who is not fighting. You know what I'm saying? They could be sitting at their dinner table and a bomb drops right on them, killing the whole area in a wide range. This is genocide by mass, by weapons of genocide with weapons of mass destruction on the common people who didn't even see it coming, didn't have no defense, didn't think it would hit them like that. You know what I'm saying? And this is what you do. Then you invade, rape, kill, and all type of nastiness with the dumb shit. So I'm asking both sides to come to some kind of agreement and cut this out. Don't be led like no beast to the field. You know what I'm saying? Because basically, this is what seems to be happening. So I'm trying to figure out, did Hamas really do that, or was it some kind of operative that caused that to do that? Because they're known for doing this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Where they'll go in a neighborhood and paint on, see a name of a gang on the wall, and they'll cross it out and spray down below, fuck them, you know what I'm saying, this gang up. So now when they see that, they thinking that it was this gang that put it there, but it wasn't. It was an operative working for the government or probably some secret service, secret something. You know what I'm saying? To cause black people to start shooting and killing one another. So now once he do that on that side of the wall, he goes over on their neighborhood side and he does the same thing. He put their name up top and the one that got crossed out, you know what I'm saying? The one that got crossed out, you know what I'm saying? The one that got crossed out on the top and the one that crossed out this name, you know what I'm saying, on this side gets crossed out. So now both of them thinking it was both of them that did it and caused a massive confusion that lasts for years. So we see even this can be the case in this matter here. You know what I'm saying? And we also see the Ukraine war. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we must quell this shit and get to some peace talks, ceasefire and peace talks, and make sure for the common people on both sides who is not involved to the point of the military or the leaders doing what they do, even Netanyahu, you know what I'm saying, he needs to come to some kind of grip. You know what I'm saying? Because the world is beginning to see the beast that you are, and you're exposing yourself more than you ever known. You know what I'm saying? And now people are beginning to see the truth and the light of the lioness that you have put down in order to keep on doing to the Palestinian people and that region itself. You know what I'm saying? You know, the destabilization that you have caused. You know what I'm saying? And what is you doing there in the first place talking about that when you are not original to the land? You know what I'm saying? I told people that many years ago. You're not original to the land. You know what I'm saying? And we're not cavemen. We're humans. You were the cavemen. You know what I'm saying? And you are from the Siberian mountains, as the general have explained. Whether it's from Caucasus Mountains and the caves or whatever. You're from up in that region. So you should not be down here doing this shit that you do across the planet Earth because ever since you've been to this bitch, what did you bring to it? Why are you telling all your people to go over there and pray to a wall? You know what I'm saying?